I wanted to get back to Norvell because one of the last things you said about him was from a motivational standpoint and not X's and O's. And obviously, this guy's a great offensive mind, but he's got another great offensive mind in Gus Malzahn. And we're seeing this more in college football where these guys don't want to be head coaches and they're like, forget that. I just want to draw up X's and O's and work with kids. Gus Malzahn, Chip Kelly, Ryan Hafley with Jeff Hafley with Boston College moved on to the NFL, gave up a head coaching spot. So anyway, you got two good offensive minds together that have accomplished some things. How do you think that relationship's going to work?
Well, I think the cool part is that they go all the way back to when Mike first got his feet wet in college coaching. Gus was the athletic director, was the OC. Mike was the quarterback coach. And the funny thing is that a lot of people who we thought Florida State was going to go after, and they did, it just didn't work out. He got a head coaching job, and Brendan Marion was the quarterback coach. Was the quarterback for them. I believe it was Tulsa during those days. And then you've got Gus that's gone to the different places where he's been at, and Mike's influence is very much so Gus Malzahn. It's a run to throw type of offense. Now, what we've seen since Gus has been a head coach is a lot more running centric than it was when he was an offensive coordinator, when he had less things that he had to worry about and only the offense. So seeing Gus come back to this and there's a familiarity with them, Mike could be comfortable leaving that to him. Also, what we're seeing is that Gus probably has absolutely no desire to be a head coach on that level again. And the way the coordinators are getting paid, if Gus has the success that he believes he can have, then what you'll see is that he can make the money he was making as a head coach damn near as a coordinator with less stress. And I think that's actually going to be the new cheat code for a lot of universities is how do I keep my staff together and keep everybody happy, just pay people the right way. But I think that gives Mike the opportunity to be less involved in the day-to-day of the offense and more involved in the overall scheme of the team and being able to be that motivator, being able to be the overseer and oversight. Because there's only been one real example of a coach who is really, really good on one side of the ball and he focuses on it and wins championships consistently. Jimbo was able to do it, but Saban's the only one, and that's defense is different. Defense, you can dictate what your offense does, and that was with Saban. But even Saban took the next step when he brought Kirby in and allowed Kirby to be able to do what he needed to do. So most of the guys, the Bobby Bowdens of the world, even the Urban Meyers of the world, are CEO coaches. They coach the coaches or they manage the coaches, and they allow the coaches to be able to flourish and do what it is that they do. And that's kind of where Mike has to get to that level. But in that, it requires your coaches to really have faith in you as that guy. And we'll see, because when adversity hits, that's when the measuring contests start to happen. And I think that's what happened to Florida State last year. It was just nobody. It was a bunch of bad Chiefs and no Indians, to like pun intended, I guess, with the Seminoles. But like Mike's got to be able to come in and establish that.